Happy new moon in the sign of Pisces. It's our final new moon of the astrological year. We turn the astrological calendar on Friday, celebrating the spring equinox, marking the beginning of Aries season, which is the beginning, according to Western Hellenistic astrology, the beginning of the astrological year. What does that mean? It's really, you can kind of think of it as a threshold between worlds. So today, March 18th, according to Western astrology, the new moon last night, March 17th, according to Vedic astrology. And this new moon is in the sign of Pisces, and it's in the nakshatra, the lunar mansion of Uttara Bhadrapada. Spring equinox is Friday, March 20th. There are new moons, and then there are threshold new moons. On Wednesday, March 18th, the moon and the sun meet in the final sign of the zodiac, Pisces. This lunation closes the astrological year and prepares the ground for the spring equinox on March 20th. Spring equinox is when the sun enters Aries and the zodiac begins again. Astrologically, it's a sacred pause between endings and beginnings, the quiet breath between the exhale of winter and the inhale of spring. Here in Nebraska, it snowed yesterday and was so fucking cold. And then today, as I dropped my kids off at farm school and am looking out the window right now, it is beautiful blue skies, 60 degrees. It couldn't be more literal that this time right now is a sacred pause between endings and beginnings, the quiet breath between the exhale of winter and the inhale of spring. This new moon invites reflection, release, and spiritual clarity before the cosmic reset that comes with the equinox and the start of Aries season. Pisces, the 12th sign, symbolizes closure, healing, and surrender before the next cycle begins. But there is another layer. In Vedic astrology, this new moon, as I mentioned, falls in the nakshatra of Uttara Bhadrapada, a lunar mansion that's associated with deep wisdom, karmic completion, and the awakening of inner spiritual power. Together, these perspectives really create a rich tapestry of symbolism and practice. I love weaving together both Western and Vedic astrology. I am currently studying Hellenistic astrology, which is the ancient form of modern astrology, slightly different. And I've been studying Vedic or Jyotish astrology for a few years now, and weaving and blending and fusing them together is so beneficial, I believe. The Western astrology perspective, Pisces, the last chapter before the beginning. In Hellenistic and Western astrology, as I mentioned, Pisces is the 12th and final sign of the zodiac, representing dissolution, compassion, dreams, and the mystical waters of the unconscious. A Pisces new moon is not about ambition or outward momentum. Instead, it asks, what are you ready to release? What illusions are dissolving? Where is healing needed before the next chapter begins? Because Pisces closes the zodiac cycle, this lunation is often described as a cosmic composting process. Old identities, beliefs, and emotional stories break down so that new life can grow. Astrologers often note that Pisces energy works through intuition and surrender rather than control. The work here is subtle: forgiving, grieving, dreaming, imagining, and trusting the currents of life. I'm going to say that again because it's important. The work here is subtle, forgiving, grieving, dreaming, imagining, and trusting the currents of life. This new moon also occurs just 2 days before the spring equinox, the moment when day and night stand in perfect balance and the sun enters the sign of Aries. In many traditions, this is considered the true astrological new year. So we're moving from Pisces water into Aries fire. Think of this lunation as the sacred clearing of the garden before the planting of the seeds. The Vedic astrology perspective, Uttara Bhadrapada. Think of this as the serpent of the deep. In Vedic astrology, the moon moves through 27 lunar mansions called nakshatras, each with its own mythology and spiritual tone. This new moon occurs in the 26th nakshatra located in the sign of Pisces. Its symbolism is powerful and mysterious. The key symbols here are the back legs of a funeral cot, the cosmic serpent, and the deep ocean. These symbols point toward the completion of a journey and preparation for liberation. Uttara Bhadrapada is associated with profound introspection, karmic release, and spiritual awakening. The deity of this nakshatra is Arbundna. It's the serpent of the cosmic deaths who guards hidden wisdom. This archetype is deeply connected to Kundalini energy, the life force that is said to be coiled at the base of your spine. You can think of Kundalini as your potential, your power, your radiance, your light. In Jyotish, this nakshatra is ruled by the planet Saturn. Now, this planet is the planet of discipline, of karmic responsibility, and spiritual maturity. Saturn's influence here asks us to slow down, to reflect, and to commit to deeper truths. If Pisces is the ocean, Uttara Bhadrapada is the deepest part of that ocean. The spiritual meaning of this full moon, across traditions, several themes emerge. Completion, the zodiac cycle ends here. Old identities dissolve. Spiritual awakening, hidden wisdom rises from the subconscious. Karmic clearing, this is a time to release patterns that no longer serve your soul. Preparation, the equinox and Aries season brings action. This new moon prepares the soil. This is the cosmic dark moon before the dawn. Working with this energy, rituals for the Pisces new moon, because Pisces and Uttara Bhadrapada both emphasize spiritual depth, rituals for this lunation should be really gentle, really reflective, and sacred. A water ritual. Pisces is a water sign. You can fill a bowl with water, write something you're ready to release, and place the paper in the water and let the ink dissolve. Symbolically return the story to the ocean. A candle meditation. Light a candle and meditate on the flame. Imagine old identities burning away. And whisper to yourself, I release what no longer belongs to my becoming. Dream work. Pisces governs dreams. Before sleep, ask, show me what I'm ready to release. And keep a journal nearby. I also have a really beautiful dreaming sacred temple meditation that I will link in the notes for you to enjoy and kind of play around with at this time. It's a really beautiful meditation to help get you into this kind of lucid dream-like phase. Really important. Keep a journal nearby. And immediately upon waking, journal everything. We tend to forget our dreams rather quickly. And so when you're still kind of in this lucid space, kind of still sleeping, a little bit awake, journal, so powerful. Yogic and tantric practices. Because Uttara Bhadrapada is linked with Kundalini and serpent energy, this new moon is powerful for subtle energy work. Now, you all know I'm a Kundalini gal, so Kundalini practice really focusing on spinal breathing, moving your spine gently. I have a really beautiful spinal awakening practice that I will also link in the notes for you to kind of explore and play around with. This like practice that I would recommend that you do every single day. 40-day sadhana would be amazing. But really, this time right now, focusing on spinal breathing, sitting in meditation. And as you inhale, imagine energy rising up the spine. And as you exhale, imagine it flowing down the spine. You can visualize a serpent of light awakening up and down the Sushumna Nadi. This is your spinal column, your main energy column. It's the sacred stream, if you will. And imagining this beautiful light, the serpent moving up and down is really powerful right now. Yoga asanas to support this time. Practice slow, introspective poses, child's pose, seated forward fold, legs up the wall, always a recommendation. Supported fish pose or like a back bend opening, that's very supportive. Grab pillows, bolsters, blocks, all of the things. These poses really encourage introspection and nervous system reset. A really beautiful mantra that you can use for Pisces compassion. It's a really great mantra that I love so much. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Sure, you can find it on all streaming platforms. It's a really beautiful mantra that you can just have playing in the background or while you practice, while you're sleeping, cooking, all of the things. Ayurvedic integration. Pisces energy can increase emotional sensitivity and watery imbalance. So support your body here with really grounding rituals. Drink herbal teas, ginger or tulsi. Oil massage abhyanga with sesame oil if possible, or Pavani Ayurveda has oils that are specific to your doshic constitution. If you don't know your doshic constitution, you can book an elemental assessment with me and we can really hone in on what your doshic constitution is. It's incredibly helpful on this kind of understanding of who you are and deepening your intimacy with self. So I really recommend it. If it's something that you're being called to, reach out, let me know. It's like what I love to do. Take salt baths, prioritize sleep and dream time, and reduce overstimulation and social media. This supports the nervous system while the psyche processes deeper emotional layers. Screens off by 9, no food after 9, in bed, ideally, if you can, around 10. Preparing for the spring equinox. In just 2 days after this new moon, the sun enters Aries, marking the spring equinox and the beginning of the astrological year. According to Western astrology, day and night become equal. The light returns, and the equinox really symbolizes rebirth, courage, action, new beginnings. But beginnings require space. And this Pisces new moon clears that space. I'll drop some reflection questions, journal prompts in the notes, and you can use these prompts to really help integrate this new moon and spring equinox. A closing reflection for you to kind of chew on. Imagine standing at the edge of an ocean at night. The water is dark and infinite. You cannot see the far shore, but you can hear the waves. The Pisces new moon asks you to trust that unseen tide. Release the past into the sea, because very soon, with the spring equinox, the sun rises again and the next cycle begins.